Welcome back, y'all. It's that time again. We're going to talk about the deck that I played all the way to Infinite for the Dark Avengers season. Gotta say, though, coming in at rank 10, but this was one of the worst climbs I've had in a while. Maybe just because my internet provider had an absolute meltdown. The entire state had no internet for about 3 hours, so I'm sitting there trying to play on my phone. Not a good time, but we got it done. So we're going to take a look at the deck, but I'm going to be real honest. I kind of only played the deck that I did because I picked up the She-Hulk variant. Absolute beauty. I needed a deck that was running her, and I think this is really one of the best decks, so that's why. But let's take a look at the deck. So for those that have stuck around the channel, y'all know that I played this exact same deck last season, so, you know, Spirit Bomb 1.0. And the reason we call it that is basically you're not really doing much for most of the part of the game until the final turn, and then you're finally unleashing all your power, all your stats. Kind of like, you know, in Dragon Ball Z where Goku would be powering up the Spirit Bomb for what seemed like 50, 60 episodes, right? And then he finally unleashed it. Well, that's what you're doing here. You're not doing much, and then on the final turn, you put out, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 points worth of stats. It just depends on how the game has went. Just absolutely crazy final turn potential. Now, last season we were obviously running the Kitty Pride, where I have now slotted in the Iron Patriot. You don't need the Iron Patriot, but obviously he is the brand new season pass course. So let's talk about him because he does kind of fit into this play style pretty well. On reveal, add a random 4, 5, or 6 cost card to your hand, and more importantly, if you're winning here after next turn, give it -4 costs. Absolutely insane. So yeah, if you get like a 4 cost card and you win the following turn, yeah, it's going to cost you absolutely nothing. Now, something very important to note here, don't mess this up, don't get confused. It is not win where Iron Patriot currently is. It is win where you played him. So if you play him into a location and it moves him out, or your opponent moves him out for some reason, you need to win the location that you first played him into. That is the important one, okay? Don't mess that up. Don't think that you need to win the lane that he's currently in if he moved out. No, stick to the original lane. That is the important one, because you want that -4 cost. Absolutely insane when that happens. Now, the reason that Iron Patriot slots into this list is because we're already running the Moon Girl. And if we generate a card with the Iron Patriot, we do get that -4 cost on it. We can then duplicate it with the Moon Girl, and then we're gonna have 2 of those very, very low cost cards in our hand. And it can be absolutely nutty sometimes if you get the high roll. I actually had a game where I generated a Lady Deathstrike for 1 cost, duplicated it, final turn, I'm playing out 2 Lady Deathstrikes for just 2 costs, wreaking absolute havoc against my opponent. But I will say, Iron Patriot is really the backup plan in this list in particular, because your main thing that you're wanting to be doing is playing that Black Swan out and then either duplicating your hand with the Moon Girl, getting a bunch of Hydra Bobs, Titanias, or She-Hulks, or, you know, buffing up your cards with the Gwenpool, maybe doing both. It just depends. And then on the final turn, you're going to activate that Black Swan going into turn 6, dump all those 1 cost cards that are now 0 alongside that Hit Monkey, and just put out a bunch of stats. Now, what'll typically happen is you want to get a Black Swan out on 2. Hopefully you got the Sunspot out because you're going to be floating. You get the Hope Summers out on 3, and then you either play the Moon Girl or the Gwenpool into the Hope Summers, giving you that 6 energy on turn 5. You full float, and hopefully you either duplicated some She-Hulks or some Hit Monkeys or what have you. And then on the final turn, you can play all your 1 cost cards out for 0. Your She-Hulks will also cost 0, and then you're going to play Hit Monkeys as well. Like I said, just a massive Spirit Bomb, massive ton of stats coming out on the final turn. You usually don't have priority, so it's kind of hard for your opponent to interact with you, other than something like an Alive or a Cosmo to block mainly your Hit Monkey, because everything else is not going to really affect your Hydra Bob, Titania, She-Hulk, things of that nature. Now, I will say, there's plenty of weaknesses against this deck, and by plenty, I mean Mobius. If you see a Mobius come down, it's over. As I said in the last time we covered this deck, Mobius absolutely shuts down everything you're trying to do. Your Black Swan, your Iron Patriot, your She-Hulk is not going to be a good time for you. Just absolutely insane. Just wrecks this deck. Now, also, ton of Red Guardian, so a lot of times your Black Swan is going to get Red Guardian, which can be pretty detrimental. It makes all your 1 cost cards not free anymore. But what I like to do, I like to play the Sunspot and the Black Swan in the same lane. That way, if they want a Red Guardian on 3, they're going to hit the Sunspot, not the Black Swan. Now, if I'm going the Iron Patriot route as opposed to the Black Swan in a game, what I typically do is play the Iron Patriot out on 2, and then I will play the Hydra Bob out behind him on 3. That's 8 points of power that they got to contest with right there if you don't have anything else in the lane. And if you snap, you can then move the Hydra Bob out if you want him in a different location. But that typically kind of seals the deal on the -4 cost. Now, I do want to say before we jump into the gameplay highlights, this is not the strongest or the best deck for Iron Patriot to be in. There are Other decks, you know, the decks that are running Victoria Hand that are generating cards the entire time, those are very strong decks for Iron Patriot to be in. This deck, he just kind of is a backup plan and he slots in well with the Moon Girl, but obviously not the best deck to be playing him in. This is not the strongest deck in the game either. Like, this is just a deck I'm very comfortable with. It does have a lot of potential and it's a deck I'm good with, right? Plus, we got the She-Hulk variant and I needed to play it. So I just want, you know, I just want everyone's expectations to be correct. This is not the strongest Iron Patriot list, but he does slot in pretty well for what I'm going with. But with all that being said, we're going to jump into those gameplay highlights. I hope y'all enjoy them. As always, gang, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. I will catch y'all on the next one. Do me that favor. Click the like button. It helps promote the channel and the video. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the content, you know I would love to have you around, and I'll see you in the next one. Never liked the Strange Academy here. Iron Patriot has such a distinct plating for his name. Okay, so we want to stay out of there. Oh, Ajax is so good here. Please don't be Gladiator. And if you are, pull out my She-Hulk. Oh, all right, all right. We got a really cheap Ajax. Let's just, we have to do this. We have to do this. Ajax is going to be massive. If we get clogged, we get clogged. Oh my God. Uh-oh. I mean, they're pretty big. Let's go for it. Yeah. So 3 of these come here. They're gonna get full though too, right? Can I beat 22? All right, do we win the point differential? I think we do. I think we do. I got to be above 10. Yeah. Victory. Y'all didn't see that. I mean, I needed it for no, I didn't, because the 2 points I got for playing it out was not worth the 5 I gave him. That was a brain fart I have not had in a while playing this deck. God all willing, I would have been upset. Yeah, I mean, you know, we only played 28, 39, 44, 49 power right there. Yikes. Oh, I almost messed that up. So what's more important here? The Iron Patriot or the Black Swan? We don't have any 1-drops. So okay. I guess we do this. Oh, they didn't play. Unless they got Killmonger, that would be great. We're just gonna wait. They gotta put 7 power right here. A two cost Orca. So we full float here. We got a pretty crazy last play here. It depends on, I want to snap really badly, but it all depends on this right here. Now, we played this into here so that we can full float the She-Hulk. Lord have mercy. A Shadow King would be the best pool here. Okay. I think we just do this. Yep. Insane last play. I'm glad we didn't try to compete for this. How much power did we put out? 21, 22, 33, 38. I think that was 38 power. Just on the final turn. Yeah, not too bad. If Grand Central put out like their best card, no, right? Oh, of course. Who's got priority? We're getting the thing though. Screw it. We're getting the Red Hulk. Well, we are getting the Red Hulk, but you know, at what cost? A 2-powered Red Hulk though. Could we get Moon Girl?
Opponent snapped.
Snapping me. Snapping me.
Kneel before Galactus.
Oh, okay. We will just float here.
Snap.
If he plays Eliath, that's 9. So he becomes what? 22. Nah, man. You're gonna need more points than that for 8 cubes. Never saw that I got the Red Hulk trigger there. Whew. You know, just casually throwing out 30 power into a single line on the final turn. No big deal. All right, we do have Sandbar. Not good for us. We're going to hold on. We're going to hold on. If we do this. Okay. So this would be a 3. That's not too bad. My God. We're going to do this for now. If they play any 3 drop, it's going to get pulled. Okay, so we do get the trigger. They got my Shadow King, right? Which... All right, we do have Shadow King. So 1, 3, 5, 6. So we're just gonna chill. I think I have to do this. This keeps everything from going in there. I couldn't afford to play the Titania. Oh, well, that would hit the Captain Marvel too. What? What? I'm playing an honest game of Marvel Snap here. Gotta put this here just to be safe. She knew I should have played it here, but I mean, it didn't matter. See what they got. Namor. I mean, if we get him, we're obviously going to drop him. Okay. Not any way of turning that off, unfortunately. But we do have 2 of them. And, yeah. Yikes. What is this? What's more power? 2 of these, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I got, too. Might as well do this. Full float next turn. Kind of late for that. We're only playing 4 cards thanks to the Raptors. But it doesn't mean we're not putting out good power. All right, so they can only put 2 cards here, 1 card here. They only got 1 card flipped. They got to play for all 3 lanes. Oh. Well, we put our most power in the middle, but if this is like Taskmaster and something massive, I mean, ain't nothing I can do about it. Gore, pretty big. Yeah, the Mystic not big enough here. Not big enough here. Want to know how? You want to know how you always know it's 3 o'clock at the Perry residence? 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Got a decent shot. Either these two live or this lives. All right, now we need Hitmonkey to live.
Hello, so happy.
Oh, come on.